We're having fun.
We're having
We're
fun.
having fun. We're playing.
We're playing.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Woo!
Ow!
We are just having fun. So a lot of times we talk about all the serious stuff, God and life purpose, and aligning with our life purpose. All these serious things, the universe sending us messages what we should be doing, like a lot of. But what is the role of play and really having fun in our life?
Oh,
Is that important at all?
it's crucial. It is crucial. That's what it's all about, is experiencing pleasure and enjoying the life force. And when we are in alignment with our higher purpose and with God, that's just naturally part of the experience, is to be having fun.
So when do you, in a way, like, from if you recall, like, really deep into your experience, when do you see yourself on a consistent, like, regular basis feeling this kind of pleasure in your body? Like, what are you engaged in, or what are you doing? Like, in a way, what is the key to be in that feeling more often than not?
Wow, that's a question. Well, I can only answer for myself. Um, One of the things that does it for me is being in the creative process when I'm doing artwork. I totally feel like I'm in my essence. Um, Another way is by spending time with people I love and feel really comfortable with. And like you, for instance, we're just like hanging out and talking, and I just totally feel a flow of essence when we're together and just expressing ourselves to each other. And
Amazing, amazing.
it's awesome. It's an awesome experience.
So what do you think is, in a way, like, your view of, this part that we have in us that is our defense and our wound, and how part of our process is, in a way, to go through that and kind of create ourselves beyond that, and through that process we can kind of discover who we are. So kind of like I'm just learning myself about this amazing process. But I mean, like, do you think that going through this process is a beautiful thing, or is it challenging, or is it both? Like, just having
It's
gone through some
both.
of these situations, how do you view it?
Well, it's all of that. It's beautiful. It's can be very painful when we feel our wounding and experience our defense.
Yeah,
Um, that's very painful.
yeah,
But I think the challenge and the key is to um, be in the state of surrender and um, allow ourselves to really deeply experience the wound, the defense. Um, don't resist. Like the defense is the resistance to the wound, right?
yeah,
So if we surrender into the wound and the pain, then the defense melts right away because we're not pushing against that
right.
feeling. So then it can melt. Like it doesn't have to last more than 5 seconds.
Wow,
Like you can immediately move through that if you're in a state of surrender. So
that's really beautiful. So do you think, I mean, just from these things that we study or we know, how do you feel about some of the people out there in the sort of regular world who are going day to day, literally not really knowing that they're in defense or
How do
wound
I
or
feel
like
about that?
no, or in a way, like how do
I,
you feel about the sort of this culture in a way or lack of awakening? I mean, do you think like there's really a lot of pain and suffering out there that people create because of the lack of this awareness or not having the
yeah,
tools?
that's all of it. Like that's the sole reason that the world's in the state it is, because everybody's in defense, basically.
So you think like what do you think about the like in a way like where we're headed to now, especially in this special time for our planet and the evolution of humanity, especially with the events of the last couple of years? Do you see the teachings of the Barbara Brennan School of Healing and other spiritual teachings becoming more popular?
Absolutely. I feel like there's a polarization happening. You know, like things are moving to opposite ends, and that's what's creating so much discord and conflict. Because, um, you know, like one half's really expressing the lower self and the defense, and then there's another whole population, and then especially like with a lot of young people that are being birthed now that are highly evolved, and a different type of human is coming into existence. So there's that other um, population that are living in a state of light, and so it's going to be sort of bumpy and crazy. It's going to
Yeah.
feel like crazy for a while.
Yeah.
And it's going to probably get worse, but ultimately, like, the bad stuff's going to just dismantle because of the nature of it. It's not real.
Right.
It's all illusion. And it's just going to, like, explode.
Yeah. And it's amazing in a way to see this something people call the great plan or the divine plan unfold in front of our eyes. And I think it's been sort of something that has been sort of mystical in nature, but in a way we're sort of seeing it at least accelerating and quickening, and sort of being in a way being part of it now, in terms of at least studying the teachings or learning and getting a chance to teach sometimes. And do you see in a way as us as being so-called like one of the first waves of people who are doing this kind of thing, also like having a certain amount of responsibility and contributing to the progression of the plan forward, at least while we're here now?
Well, okay, so there's two parts to that question. Are we the first wave? Absolutely not. Like, no.
Because in a way it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, forever.
Right.
For all of
Right.
eternity.
Right.
Like, there have been, like, mystics and seers and highly evolved people. Especially, like, way back then, there were more.
More.
Some funky stuff went down, I don't know what, to bring us into the lower self. It's just like the evolution of the planet.
Yeah.
That had to happen for some reason. But I do think, like now, we're on an upswing, and there's going to be a tipping point. Like right now, like the dark stuff and the heavy stuff is so present, but the more light that happens, it's just going to grow on itself and expand and expand, and suddenly, this part's going to be this big, and this will be that big, and it's just going to...
So you feel like, in a way, that is going to be a tipping point where more light is going to come in, and there's going to be sort of illumination of all this darkness.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing.
I believe it. That's what I believe.